Welcome, everybody, to In the Buff. We've got Chris, your host. We got Cody, Kyle, John, and Scott here today. Let's get started with comments with Cody.
I did not.
You're bringing
you didn't even let us all say hi.
Hefty energy there.
It's the energy. Also, I did not sign off on him being the host.
He didn't. He gets so excited to just announce everybody, and then we're gonna see him say goodbye at the end.
Yeah. Like, he's so emphatic on being the person who introduces the podcast because he knows he's not going to say dick during the podcast.
Did you know this was the assault on Chris? I told you I was coming for your ass today.
Dude, you know what?
Goodbye, everybody.
You need to put that at the end.
Okay, yeah. Just edit that, and then you don't even have to do an outro.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't even have to worry
You can
about
check
the topic.
out like you always do, huh?
I don't care for the assumption that you are the host. I'm with Scott. If anybody should be the host, it's me.
Okay, all right.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm not going to say I disagree with him, but
I'm not gonna say that I should even be in the running for host.
I'm
But-
not in the running.
I feel like there you have competition.
With?
Well, Scott's been here every episode, so
That is true. Scott has never missed an episode.
It's almost like I don't have anything going on. Comments, huh?
We can do some comments.
Here we are.
Oh, we finally did it. I was wondering if you get around to it. I wasn't.
Yeah.
Glad you remembered.
Thanks, man.
So, Trusader 5134 on Kamari Celestial Weapon Guide. Thanks for the guide. I hate minigames, and this game is so friggin' much.
How many minigames? Like, your loose approximation, how many minigames are in that fucking game?
47.
Probably about at least 10,
10?
I'd say.
Well, there's Blitzball.
Chocobo racing.
Chocobo Racing.
Lightning strikes.
There's 3 different
Lightning
forms
strike.
of Chocobo
Is
racing.
the lightning strike a minigame? It's more of a game
There's the mini
mechanic,
game
right?
for the prayers.
Mini
Is
game.
there a
Oh,
minigame for the players?
Sort of.
What are
kind
you
of.
talking about?
The Cactar Stones on Thunder Plains.
Oh.
Is that what you're talking
I
about?
wasn't talking about that.
I what are you talking about, then?
The sphere grid counts
The-
as a minigame.
I can agree.
Sure.
Yeah. I was talking about you have to do the sequence button pressing for the prayer.
No.
That's not a thing.
I don't know.
Where am I remembering that from?
Do you mean like when you do a move and they have to hit like their overdrive or whatever?
No.
Are you?
that
That
was
might be another mini game.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, you can play slots in there.
Are you thinking about learning the eject shot?
That's different than what I was thinking of, but I might
Would you
be
consider
crossing
that a minigame?
wires
I'd consider
somewhere.
that close to a minigame.
It's close,
it's
but it's
a
like
minigame challenge kind of thing.
it's a mini game because you only do it once.
It's just a little minigame.
Minigame?
Just a little guy there.
Monster hunting? Is that a thing?
Yeah, there's the monster arena.
There's the Monster Arena.
Man, I love the monster fighting in
the-
Dragon Quest VIII. So fun.
It is, isn't it? Actually, I didn't really care for
I
it.
loved it.
There's the Cactar Hunt
There's
on
the Cactar Hunt.
Beacon L.
The Cloister of Trials.
That's
I'd say they're
that's
close to a minigame.
kind of, I guess. It's a mandatory minigame.
The next comment is minigame.
No. Oh, actually it is. Tita's Celestial Weapon Guide video from It's All Good Man. Man, after 5 hours of trying, I eventually gave up. Came back 3 days later and I got it in like 5 tries with 36 seconds, 14 balloons, and 1 bird. I freaked TF out, dude. And I only got 1 balloon in the first section. Relief.
Did you say that Sol Goodman posted that?
I did, yeah.
That's actually really impressive that he only got 1 balloon in the first section.
Yeah.
and was
Usually you
able to do
gotta...
that.
Usually got to get all of them. Another Riku Celestial Weapon Guide comment from Choco Mouse 3229. Hi, how to chase Elio if I am on my way to fight Sin in my story.
Oh, Elio.
Could you explain that?
On your way to fight Sin. Oh. I think you just have to fight Sin. No, you don't.
I think you have to.
You might be locked into fighting Sin. But you could, if you're listening to the podcast, you could try flying the airship somewhere else and then do it.
Oh, did you guys, I think I talked to you about this. Did you guys see that breakthrough in Final Fantasy X speedrunning?
Oh, yeah.
Where like you let a guy push you through a cutscene?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Like it's so you don't, is it Mushroom?
So you get to the Mushroom Rock Road, and you're supposed to hook a left and go through the whole Mushroom Rock Road storyline.
It saves like 20 minutes or something.
But if
I
you
don't
try
know
to
if
go
it's that much. It's a
forward
good amount.
and continue to Jose, Clasko or whatever his fucking name is, will tell you to go the other way.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a guard that's running by, and because of the way the hitboxes work, it'll push you through a boundary.
Interesting.
And he continues to run back and forth through the loop, so you can just keep trying it, and eventually it'll just let you through.
Interesting. So does it like completely sequence break it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it so that instead of going through all these bosses or whatever, you just go fight.
It'll treat it like you just finished all that and take you it'll basically take you past all the cutscenes, and you'll get right up to the point where Seymour is saying goodbye to everybody and then leaves.
This happened like a couple months ago that this breakthrough happened.
Gotcha.
I think I saw a short about it.
The biggest way to shorten your time if you're speedrunning Final Fantasy X is to not fucking play it, because it's
That's what I'm
dog
about
shit.
to say.
It's absolute dog shit.
There was actually a really big breakthrough, I think about a year ago, where a video got posted where the RNG related to item drops got revealed. Because one of the biggest ways you can increase, or I guess decrease your time is by getting a no encounters weapon.
Yeah.
But it's usually just completely random. Until they found out that based on the amount of time that has passed since you turned on your console and booted up Final Fantasy X, a counter is playing in the background based on the number of battles you've been in, and you can get a drop on a no encounters weapon every single time.
Weirdly, you are able to use this counter. This counter determines critical hits. It determines your damage number and something else. I forget what. So they will know if they hit the right number by the first fight if they did like 137 damage or something.
Yep.
That's
What a weird making games is
Like,
weird.
who the fuck realized that?
It took them literally 20 years, John.
it's like a whole new game.
So
Also, why would you want to speedrun Final Fantasy X?
You want to enjoy
Just sit
it.
back and enjoy it.
It's like
And then
It's a
don't
great
do the
game.
Dark Aeons.
or the Blitzball, or anything. You can just not play it.
Weapon Guide.
Kyle just wants to fucking go
right.
on.
Anyway, shout out to that one video.
Yeah.
That was like the video that popped off that guy's channel. Proud of him.
Good for him.
We'll post it, the link. Waka Celestial Weapon Guide from Chris Assassin,
Oh.
maybe.
Me?
This was helpful for a replay, but don't reset your data. Just restart the game, and it changes if your gifts.
Right.
Could be Cry's Assassin.
Cries Assassin.
Oh.
That's actually a really good point.
Assassin?
In
No.
fact, we should probably put this in a pinned comment that nobody's going to read, or in the description, because this seems a lot better than resetting your data.
I deleted the comment.
I see.
No, I'm just kidding.
Omega Ruins guide video. Josh D-Gade. My Titus is hitting at 40,000 now, so is Arin, and Yuna is 100 on Magic, so I hope I'm ready for Omega.
Nah, you're fucking
Those
fine.
good stats?
That's so far beyond what you need.
In the buff, episode 41. I was not there for that episode, but you guys speculated that I would not watch that episode because I wasn't in it. I did predict that you would be talking about me in that episode, so I stuck around for the first half hour.
Okay.
All right. Where's your proof?
I just told you. You guys talked about me for the first half hour.
So I have to take your word for it?
You guys were talking about your time with your family on July 4th, how you're playing wiffle ball. And how you,
Who told him?
Sorry.
I haven't seen him since then.
We all told him.
Kyle, have you met your brother?
From Chris, host of the podcast,
Oh.
there is a little climbing man. Is that in reference to the thumbnail?
Yeah,
Yes.
because
No one could see it.
I couldn't.
Why did you
see
make it? Why did you make it the same
the
color as
fuck?
the background? You can't
Let's
see
see
it
it.
very well.
Yeah, did you not see it on there?
When I'm 2
I saw it
feet
when I was.
from my screen making the picture.
The contrast looks
The
fine.
fire-
Yeah, it
Firework
looked
one?
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little climbing
There's a
man.
little climbing man on
someone-
the-
That's a rock.
Okay.
Where's
Yeah.
the worm?
It's not fucking there.
It's not there.
The
You
worm?
stopped putting the worm in your thumbnails. Little
What do we
Easter
name
egg.
him?
No, they're there. You
Guillermo? What was his
just have to
name?
look harder.
Oh,
Edgordo?
my mistake.
I don't know.
Okay, guys. Apparently the worm is in the
Oh,
thumbnail.
Okay.
I did do a count on the
Where's
number
your
of
proof?
coughs and clear throats,
But you,
You
didn't
didn't
add to
post
the
it.
video.
but I didn't put I put it in the wrong layer, so all you see is the image and not all the work I did in counting.
Great, Chris. Love it.
That's awesome.
You-
It was
Never mind.
it was 6 coughs and 5 clear throats.
See,
That's way too low.
Yeah.
I was basically
And,
dying.
and 1 sneeze.
See, John, you wouldn't know it because unlike Chris, who sets out to humiliate his friends, when I edit, I cut all of your coughs and clear throats.
Well,
You're
so
right.
it doesn't sound like you're dying of
You're
emphysema.
right. You just create a chat bot of me with my permission.
And make you say some very naughty things. Maybe I run that chatbot when you're not there other times.
You could just
I
ask
absolutely
me.
believe you.
You could just ask me, hey, Scott, say something exceptionally incriminating right now, and I'll do it. I'll say whatever the
You
fuck
don't
you
need a
want.
chatbot.
Can you?
Yeah.
Do it.
Tell me to say something.
Say something.
Say something. Tell me to say something. Give me something incriminating to say.
You were behind the JFK assassination.
You touch children.
Okay? I touch children while also being behind the JFK assassination. That's what I do.
He's the guy that does those two things. Maybe we should move on.
What's the next comment?
This is from Kyle, friend of the channel. From In the Buff episode 41. He said, I heard my name.
I don't remember what that was in reference to because it's been 3 weeks.
Right.
It's been 9 days, but
Fuck off.
so
I know that feeling. I know that.
Albed Primer Guide video. Hey, best video on the channel.
Isn't that great?
I made
I deleted
it.
I made a comment on that.
I think we read it. The red comment 2868. In addition to 2 of the primers in the dessert, I found a third. It was on the opposite end of Kamari next to a chest. Thank you, red comment, for pointing out the information that's in the pinned comment on that video.
Okay.
So desert was actually spelled correctly there.
It was. I mispronounced it.
I think you did that on purpose.
English-
On purpose.
English is wrong.
Comedy.
we should not read comments more often. That way we can front load the
They do
beginning
the-
of one
they do the
podcast
Yeah, we
content.
can really
every
buff
month.
it.
They do the
This is
content.
I'm having a great time.
Double buff it.
We didn't even have to make this content. Just other people. Well, I guess you guys commented some stuff. Episode 41 in the Buff podcast. Monsi, friend of the channel, longtime friend of the channel, saying, "Me, I will climb the highest wall with my rock climbing skills. Excuse me. Also me. Oh no, I'm scared of heights.
That's
Like
literally you.
Dude. So
Thanks.
you don't have a fear of standing heights?
Standing heights. What does that mean?
I have a fear of, towers being, at the top of a tower.
Mm-hmm.
But, roller coasters being at the top of a roller coaster, I know I'm moving.
Okay.
So I'm fine. I'm supposed to be moving.
So as long as you're moving.
Yeah, but,
Okay.
you go to the top of the fucking whatever the Kings Island Tower is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
The Eiffel-
Drop zone.
No,
The
I will
Eiffel
never
Tower.
ride that.
There's the Eiffel
Oh, the
Tower.
Eiffel
like
Tower.
drop zone?
No. Standing height, you get up there, I feel it start swaying. I'm like, it's not supposed to do that.
You
It's
know-
not supposed to do that.
It is supposed to do that.
I don't want it to do that.
We can talk about this, but Kyle and I actually went to Kings
I
Island.
went today as well.
Oh, you did?
I went again today.
Damn.
Disgusting creatures.
And I used to have a really bad fear of heights, and then rock climbing sort of helped with that.
Not climbing, but I just started jumping off shit, and that worked.
Well,
Hasn't worked yet.
I haven't.
Hasn't worked yet.
I haven't.
but I hadn't been to Kings Island in a long time, and I went on Drop Zone, and I did the Super Swing
Delirium.
and Delirium, and I'm like, oh, I love falling.
Yeah.
It's great, and now I don't have any fear climbing anymore.
Mine came back a little bit.
Yeah.
A little
Of
bit.
climbing?
Not of climbing
It's too much
specifically.
effort. You just want the free fall feeling.
No, that's the thing that was getting me is the free fall feeling for whatever reason. It might be that I was on the back of the roller coaster almost every time,
Mm-hmm.
and when you go over that first hill, it fucking catapults you because of the whole
Yeah.
the rest
Can
of
we
the
stop
cars in front
talking
of it.
about them?
No,
You're taking away their fun just talking about it?
This is what censorship looks like.
John, do you remember when we went on the slingshot when we went to Kings Island
they took
one
that
year?
down, didn't they?
Is that the ball?
Yeah. They took it down.
That's unfortunate.
They took it down a lot of
Kings,
stuff.
Kings Island
You
is
guys
the,
both
my,
had your first kiss in that ride, didn't you?
You shouldn't kiss each other. They're swapping more than just, tongues. Anyway, the problem...
GM secrets.
My only my only exposure to heights in general is Kings Island. I've never been to like a big city with like a tall building or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So the highest I think I've probably ever been is in the fake Eiffel Tower they have.
It's not fake. It's there.
I mean, it's about as real as the real Eiffel Tower, which is to say it's a big old shit thing of metal. I don't know.
You know,
Big old shit.
speaking of tall buildings, I've really wanted to try doing rappelling down a skyscraper.
Yeah.
I know they do that in Dayton every so often.
Really?
I
Weird.
wanted to
It's
try
like a charity
skydiving.
You know what? Let's go skydiving.
You want to?
Yeah, let's do it.
It scares me, but I want to.
You know what we should do? You should at least try the super swing at Kings Island. That was a lot of fun.
What is the super swing?
It's the one with the big arch where they just hook you into some lines and with
They took
two
the
other
Zephyr
people.
and
Oh,
they
I did
took
do that.
Yeah.
Drop Tower and they combined.
No, that's the Skyflyer. No, that's not Skyflyer. That's Wind Rider.
Windseeker.
Guys,
Okay,
Guys.
are we just gonna list everything?
Nah.
You want to list them like the fucking reindeer from Santa?
This is the podcast now.
Blixen.
Uh-huh.
You know, this is great because I didn't have much for my corner. So I'm really
Good
glad
for
that we're
you.
padding this out.
More Blitzball.
Cody, what do you
Uh,
think we did without you?
Not much.
It was all vamping.
Yeah, you were just waiting
It was-
until everybody got ready to talk about what they wanted to.
it was just vamping and terrible story structure.
Here's another comment from L Sodium Overdose. On World Champion video, Waka Celestial Weapon Blitzball is so boring. Listen here, you son of a bitch! Blitzball is the best mini game in Final Fantasy X, and I will fight anybody.
So on that comment name, those might not be L's. Those might be pipes.
Okay.
I saw this. I it was presented this meme of. Do you guys watch VTubers?
No.
Not really.
Yes.
They make me uncomfortable.
I don't
What's a
care for it.
VTuber?
It's like where it's a person streaming, but they have an overlay of like an anime character that they control.
It's like motion capture.
Yeah.
Like real-time motion capture.
It makes me
Interesting.
uncomfortable. It's very uncanny. I don't
Mhm.
like it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I saw a meme presented to me of a VTuber playing Blitzball,
Oh, really?
and the anime girl was like, "Every bone in my body is quaking with rage right now because something had happened in the game that had made her mad." And I'm like, "Man, that's funny. That's funny." Oh.
This is, that's great. More Blitzball, actually. From Final Fantasy X Walkthrough, Episode 9, from Invader Weasel. This is legitimately one of the best playthroughs of the mandatory Blitzball game I've ever seen. You guys played it really well.
Hell yeah.
Hey, well,
Go ahead.
Good job,
Go ahead
guys.
and like that.
Well, good job. I commented on something.
Were you in
oh.
control? I think I gave you control for the Blitzball game.
I hope I was.
Because I mean, like,
It'd be a really big knock to my credit.
I don't want to sound like that guy, but like, Blitzball became such a just like, I go here, I wait for them to swim up, I pass the ball past them.
You
He
almost
just
hit me in
swims
the
a little
face just
ways.
then. That's great.
Titus just like swims close to the goalie. He shoots. We score. We steal the ball back. I pass it back.
No, that might be your experience. But for me, my experience playing Blitzball is we get the ball, I swim backwards and draw the attackers. I pass it up to Titus. He swims to the defenders. I jack shot. I score. Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
I remember one of the most
Every time.
one of the most controversial moments that we felt about Blitzball was like, you were playing the Albed Sykes, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna hit him with a jet shit. Why do I have the sphere shot? Or no, you were playing somebody else. It was because I had just played the Albed Sykes. And you were like, why did you take away the jet shot? And I'm like, I was playing the Sykes, dude. They have a crazy good goalie. The only way you can score is with the sphere shot. You're like, nuh-uh. I'm like, okay. I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe I should rewatch your guys' playthrough.
I've thought about going back and watching some of our old content.
We should definitely change that to a playthrough title and not a walkthrough title.
Yeah, I've thought about going back and changing all
There's
those
just
titles.
so many. There's like 50 of them.
Yeah. Or, at the very least, changing the titles to reflect what is going on in the video if we want to keep it a walkthrough.
Yeah.
So, like, Macalania Part 1, Macalania Part 2,
Yeah.
walkthrough, stuff like that.
Inner boss fight name here.
Mm-hmm.
Yada yada.
Yep.
Right.
We'll get right on that. Or somebody will.
Let me finish the
10
Dark Aeon
years
videos.
later.
Yeah, finish the Dark Aeon video and the Cloister of Trials videos and
The Sphere Grid video.
the Sphere Grid video.
Oh. I don't have the Cloister trial video footage anymore.
Uh-oh.
That was gone when the computer took a shit. I'd have to redo that.
How deep could that be? 4 or 5 hours?
It'd take me a portion of a day
Yeah.
to stream and record it again.
Would you want to do that as separate videos? Or all
The
one video?
trials?
Mm-hmm.
Probably all as one video. Because you could probably, you could really probably narrow it down to 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. The longest porch, the Bovel.
I know. That's why I think maybe we could chop it up into
Subscribe and
individual
stay
videos.
tuned, to the
Think
channel
about it.
for
More
that.
content.
Yeah, but...
more content.
We
More
could
views.
do that. We could do that. Or
Think-
we,
Think about it. 5 videos instead of
views.
1.
Yeah.
5 views for every instead of 1.
I remember watching you stream it, and you were drunk and couldn't do it.
Yeah, the Jose
I
Cloister of
think
Trials.
you texted me and you were like, why?
Gotta.
It was really
balls.
2:30 in the morning. I was not okay that night. I think I almost died.
That's great.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Great.
Episode 42 of In the Buff, the House of Leaves episode. Kyle, longtime friend of the channel, commenting, third of the way through, it just hit me with the significance of the dog and the cat. If
Isn't
you haven't
that
seen
great?
the video, that might not make sense.
Yeah.
But if you know, you
You
know.
know.
Or you
don't.
might not.
Yeah.
Because we didn't bring it up. It was funny.
We blow right through it in
We
the
blew
video.
it just like in the book.
Yeah. I don't know what the point of that was, so we're just gonna move on. That's what it was. That's what it was in the video.
Figured it out.
In the Buff, episode 42, the House of Leaves episode, Kyle, longtime friend of the channel, commented again. Not talked about in the podcast, but we discovered so many other tidbits immediately after ending the episode. And he said this next point was little of a spoiler, so I might not read that. But yeah, I forgot how much...
The part about Johnny's father?
Yes, Johnny's father. I forgot how much of our conversation didn't make it into the episode.
Right.
Because
I looked at the timer for what's the long... I'm doing
You're doing-
great right now. The episode time, and I was like, we talked for 3.5 hours. Cody cut out a whole hour
Yeah.
of that conversation.
Right. Well, a lot of it was just like pauses.
Post-recording.
That's true.
Well, no, not even that.
We just didn't hit
That
fucking
because
stop.
no, that wasn't even in the video. Is the thing.
Yeah.
That's true. We kept talking even way after that.
Yeah. Yep. For at least an hour. And it talked about so much of it. And speaking of,
That's for our secret project.
it's not secret.
Yeah.
We talked about
Wow.
we talked about it in that episode.
In the
I
video.
think.
Yeah, you were there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you left.
We're actually formulating a script for a proper video essay about House of Leaves.
Yeah.
I figured out how I can contribute on this.
Yeah.
Read
Yeah.
the book?
No.
Oh.
You guys can put everything together and we do like a rough draft, roughly like we've recorded an idea of it and like most of what we want to say. And then I can listen to like a test audio of it.
Target audience.
I can be our target audience that knows nothing about this.
Or you can putter your way through it as the guy recording
I'm working on The Way of Kings.
it. Oh, okay.
Still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chapter 5.
Oh, really? You're really moving along.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy X, episode 26 of our walkthrough. Invader Weasel again. Apparently he's watching through our whole thing.
Incredible.
Yeah.
He says, your talk about Macalania having the most boss battles made me decide to break down every area by how many they have. Spoilers for anyone else reading this that hasn't played this 22-year-old game. And then he goes on to list every area of the game and all of the bosses that are in those areas. I'm not going to go through all of them.
Might be a touch of autism there.
Do you think we
Macalania
were
has
correct
the most.
or incorrect?
Well, I
You
would
already looked.
say I have looked. I would say we were right for the most part.
Mhm.
He counts Sin.
He broke down everything on Sin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says there's there's between 6 and 15 boss battles in Sin. Yeah, it's kind of a little wishy-washy how he's getting counting those. But yeah, Macalania does have the most out of every other area in the main game.
Well, that's great. Thanks for the comment.
You were right, John. 6-7 years ago. Actually, it's probably closer to 8 now.
You should see the pride on his face.
I don't think he remembers.
I don't even remember saying it.
In my Festival 42 House of Leaves episode from this gentleman. He says, "Yow, guys, thanks for the video. I got into House of Leaves because of a weird YouTube rabbit hole, and thanks to your vid, I will give the book a try."
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing some good
Are
in the
we like
world,
the
boys.
pinnacle of House of Leaves?
Honestly, type House of Leaves, and you get like 15-minute videos and 20-minute videos, like tops, and then you get 1 hour-and-a-half long video talking about the genre that House of Leaves is in. That's pretty much it.
We could corner the House of Leaves market.
Yeah.
It's really coming back into...
If we make a 4-hour-long
If we-
video essay,
Like, I guarantee there's somebody,
They hit way more than
like,
that.
there's somebody that's like scrolling through and then they see a fucking 2.5-hour long video on it. They're like, it's just salivating. Like, oh,
I seriously
Content.
would do that. Like, I have no fucking life, so I just want something to play that I can listen to with, like, while I'm doing something. And so I love to see 6-hour-long
And then-
videos talking about bullshit I don't give a fuck about.
And then when your friends get downtime from their lives, you can tell them about it.
But I don't.
I do.
We've really seen a radicalization of YouTube comments or content in the past couple of years, where everything just seems to be polarizing into 60-second shorts or 5-hour video essays.
oh, well, we're like, you know how like the moon orbits and it'll get like at one point like
Elliptical.
further. Yeah.
Mm.
That's what we're reaching the far end. It'll come back around.
Ah.
Give it time. Let's plays aren't dead.
I haven't watched one in years.
Well, Game
I have-
Grumps still corners that market, but they have non-content.
What does that mean?
They play the game for 10 minutes and be their funny, wacky selves. No offense to anyone who likes Game Grumps. It's not for me. But they be their funny, wacky selves for 10 minutes, and they're like, all right, that's the end of the video. And then they just stop recording. Then they start recording again for 10 minutes, over and over and over again, playing some fucking game none of them like.
That's odd.
I realize I still have a weakness for Markiplier when he's with his friends.
Yeah.
That's the only time I
I
can
listened to their
stand him.
podcast.
RT Games, Daniel, did a stream where he just literally watched paint dry.
Great.
Variety streamer.
Yeah.
We have almost 2,000 subs. You think we can do that?
Yes. We
What?
can do anything.
Nobody's stopping us.
I mean, I watched paint dry and I didn't even have a camera on me.
Here's the thing.
That's your mistake.
Content.
That's no, what we really do.
I mean, I am going to start
watch
streaming here
you watching
in a few
paint
months.
dry.
Oh,
Probably.
fuck.
You're
And
looking
then-
at paint dry. We look at you watching it.
Oh, and then, like, we do this whole thing where it's like John's perspective on watching paint dry. And then we do another video release of Scott's perspective of John's perspective of watching paint dry. And then we do a third video, and we just have Cody in the third part, and then Chris, and then Kyle.
Have you guys seen that
And then
one?
But then Cody's would be half as long because he watches at 2 times speed.
And
good
even hold on. So then that makes Chris's video half as long because Cody watches 2 times speed, and then Kyle's, and then the real plot twist. We do Andy's perspective, but it's a camera behind Andy watching YouTube at his house.
Have you seen that one? I think it's a TikTok or something like that, but you can duet on TikTok.
Yep.
And there is this one video of this like girl like posing or doing whatever, like reacting to a song or in her car. And then there was a duet of somebody doing that, of a person in the passenger seat of their car just filming themselves, looking like how it would look for the cameraman filming this girl. And then there's a third duet of a person filming from the outside of the car of this guy filming himself, filming it, he's holding 2 cameras,
That's
and it
fun.
just keeps going down a rabbit hole.
That reminds me of a particular Reddit thread picture thing that happened where a guy just wanted to show the new tattoos he got on his wrist, but he got one on each wrist. So he's holding his arms out like this, and the picture is from his perspective, and everyone's like, your tattoos are cool, dude, but how the fuck did you take that picture? And then he took a picture of him taking the picture while the camera was on his shoulder.
But how did you take that picture?
And it's just this rabbit hole of mirror tricks and all kinds of extra cameras. It's like 5 years old now.
Yeah, I
It's a
remember
fantastic fucking picture.
That's great.
Any more comments?
We do. Yep.
We better hurry up or we're going to have to end the podcast.
A whole podcast of reading comments and then that's it.
We'll name the podcast "You Do It." Your content.
The closest we'll get to a Final Fantasy podcast.
Khaled video, Cheetah Celestial Weapon Guide, Soul Burner, 1961, old fellow. If you're stuck at Dark Bahamut, you can use your Jimmo to one-shot him.
Great.
Great.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
That would have been good information to put in the video. Because half the comments we get on that video are people complaining about how hard chocobo racing are, and then the other half are people complaining about fighting Dark Bahamut.
Incredible.
World Champion, Waka Celestial Weapon Guide
almost done, guys.
from Keith Kazama Flick. Brother is a beast. Alright, that's it.
Great.
No more comments.
Quick, Kyle, make a comment.
Wasn't
I'm
brother
good.
the one that you said suck dick or something?
No, Waka.
Oh, it was Waka.
Waka was where we disagreed.
Waka is very mid-tier.
I'll die on this hill.
Listen here, you son of a bitch!
Guys,
about to go down, brother.
guys, that's the end of the channel.
Yep.
No, we still got us.
You thought Halo Reach was bad.
Oh,
it
yeah.
just sparked.
Don't give me that look after saying it's just us now.
Reach or something?
I could do
Oh,
it.
you don't
Kyle.
remember this?
Are you kidding me?
That.
You can drive.
Yeah.
That's what you guys are talking about.
You can't get rid of
I
it.
thought you guys were having an
It's
argument
never
about
going away.
Reach on the
It's
podcast.
part of who we are.
Yeah.
This is a random departure because you mentioned TikTok and it made me think of one of my favorite memes.
Corners?
No.
No.
Oh.
There's just a video of this guy like taste testing something, but they add a caption to it that says British people drinking tea, and the guy. I'll get to why I think it's so funny in a second. The guy just drinks this thing and he's like, "Oh, I'll tell you what, mate, that's bloody nice. That is bloody lovely."
That's Australian.
And
No, that's more Scottish.
and
but-
Okay.
the caption is just British people, but it says people, so it's like British people
Air quotes.
who enjoy tea. And so I'm like, what do you think British people are if they're not British? What does that mean? I don't know why that gets me so good, but the air quotes around people is so good. I say air quote, the quotes around people. Comment. I mean corners.
Corners. It's my corner.
We all have
How
them.
far in are we?
We're a half hour in.
Hell yeah.
34 minutes.
Hell yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, man. Normally it's a right angle, but right now our corner is an acute angle.
We don't have time for this transition.
Whatever that was.
I don't even know if that was a
It'd be
transition.
We're a
obtuse, not
pentagon.
it'd be obtuse,
Oh.
not acute.
Yeah, that's an obtuse
We
angle.
summoning the devil? Because I know somebody who's after him.
In fact, if we are a pentagon, then all of the angles are acute. If it's a regular pentagon.
Do you
Do you
know
mean
anybody in the pentagon?
obtuse?
Yeah, obtuse.
I'm not allowed to say.
Okay.
Okay. All right. He's personal friends with Dick Cheney.
Yeah, they are obtuse.
Okay.
I was an English major for a reason.
I'm not allowed to say who I know, but if you can figure out who it is from the code name, his name is Uncle Joe.
UJ.
G.I.?
I'll say no more.
Snake eyes?
He's the only
So,
one.
I've got a short little story that just kind of exemplifies the duality of man.
Wait, are we out of comments?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
You're heading home.
35 minutes in. Finally done.
Because I have a bit of a reputation for an uncanny luck.
Oh?
But the problem is that luck can only compensate for so much stupid. And
Don't I know it?
I want to tell you a story from this past weekend. So, I'm not sure if I mentioned this to everybody. I filled Scott in. I hope you didn't tell anybody. This weekend, I had a wedding for a friend that I was going to go to. And I was like, okay, The wedding was in Canton, Ohio, which is like south of Cleveland. And I'm like, okay, it's gonna be like a 2-hour drive to this wedding. Okay, that's fine. And also, something you might know about me is that I'm a huge fan of Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo.
Mm-hmm. That's like one of the 3 things I know of you.
It's one of the 3 things about me.
Yeah.
I think you shared it on the podcast
Yeah.
during my corner.
And so I was just like, I wonder if they're still touring.
Yep.
Turns out they are. 70 years old, she's still touring.
Cranking them out.
Pat
And
Benatar's a girl?
Yeah.
Yes. And I couldn't be happier. Guess what? The weekend I checked when she was touring, the next weekend, she was going to be playing in Cleveland.
Near the wedding?
Yes.
What, you just randomly looked it up and it was like, wow, this works out perfectly.
Synchronicity.
Perfectly.
Wait,
It was the same day and everything.
wait, hold on.
Jesus Christ.
It's like the roller derby.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Uncanny luck.
Did you see Freddy?
I was too far south. I didn't make
I don't
it to
even
Guelph.
remember any other one's name. I don't remember any other one's name.
Artuzo.
Artuzo.
Yep. So, I'm like, what good fortune that the moment I decide to check if she's on tour, the next week, she's playing in the city that I'm already going to be in.
Did you invite Andy?
I didn't. No.
That's rude.
Think about the logistics there, John. If I brought Andy to this Pat Benatar concert, I would have
Also had to take him to the wedding.
and I didn't put a +1 on, so he would have just had to sit in the car for a couple of hours.
Okay, just crack the window.
It's not a dog, John. You
He's
can't
not-
just leave him in a wind car.
He's not a dog.
Or a baby. You can't just leave him in a car.
He's a little baby.
Are
Would
you
you
saying
leave?
you can't leave a
Are you
baby in the
saying
car?
that you would leave a dog in the car?
All I know is that if you leave a can of Pillsbury biscuits, they will explode.
That's great.
If it's hot enough, maybe.
And if they're cold
Not in
enough.
general.
I learned that the hard way.
Okay. So I'm like, I've got my whole Saturday planned out. I'm going to go to the wedding reception, and then I'm going to leave. I'm going to drive 40 minutes to Cleveland, and then I'm going to go see Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo.
Sounds like a great time.
Mhm.
Great time.
And it came out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere. And I found out later, it wasn't just her next,
Is it our farewell tour?
I hope not.
Oh.
I hope she keeps going. I'll keep going. It was a packed house, by the way. And I was, I guess I'm spoiling it. I went to the concert.
What?
And
How's that spoiling it?
well,
We'll see in a second.
you'll see. Anyway, not only was it her next concert on the tour, it was the first show of the tour.
Oh,
This was
fuck
the
yeah.
opening concert
Oh.
Wow.
of the
Is that
tour.
like I've never been to a concert. If you're a concert person, would you prefer to see the last or the first?
First.
Almost certainly the first, because that's when they have the most energy. They're the most amped up for
But you
it.
could also make the argument that the last one is when they've like honed it. The show has been honed.
Mhm.
Yeah, but usually they've been on the road for weeks at a time.
What's interesting, I think, about the first concert is they haven't like nailed down what they're going to be doing every night.
Yep.
And so it's going to be the most chaotic, it's going to be the most unscripted.
Right.
Like things went wrong. And it was cool to see like, hey, Neil's guitar wasn't tuned properly, and so we just had to wait for the stagehand to tune his guitar correctly.
Can't tune his own guitar?
At my concert,
can't
the
tune a
singer
fish.
cried.
What's that?
At my concert, the singer cried.
You had a concert?
I went to a concert.
Oh, you went to a concert.
I didn't have a concert. You think I'm a talented?
No.
Here's
A-talented.
Here's the thing, and here's where I made a catastrophic blunder in my planning. The night before all of this is about to go down, Friday night, I was hanging out with a friend who was also going to the wedding reception. We both had invitations, and we were talking about it, and he's like, hey, where is the wedding? And I'm like, it's in Canton. He's like, what? I thought it was going to be like a 20-minute drive. I'm like, no, it's going to be like 2 hours. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, let me get the RSVP, get the invitation. And I pull up the invitation,
I thought you were going to tell me that you invited him to go see Pat Benatar with you. I think I was wrong.
No, that wasn't it. I pull up the invitation, and the wedding is not in Canton, Ohio. The wedding is in Camden, Ohio, which is an hour west of Dayton.
Yeah.
Cody.
So that's like,
Almost Indiana.
The other direction.
yeah, I know.
Cody, I would like to bestow upon you the name Chris because you've now taken
Chris
that
that-
spot from me.
Oh, it's like a mimetic thought virus that has to be transferred.
And I see
said
this,
so many words I didn't understand.
and I see this, and I'm just like, oh no.
It's at this time that he knew.
Cody's
He
like,
fucked up.
Cody has this imagination of the wedding to his left, and like he looks at it, and then he looks back, and there's Pat just like, come on, come on.
Like this nice, quaint little time of spending the afternoon at a wedding, driving for a couple hours, and going to a concert has turned into I have to be on the road for 7 fucking hours.
And so it's an hour from my place to the reception. It's 4 hours to the concert, and then it's 3 hours back. The wedding reception starts at 4. The concert starts at 8.
Oh no!
Wow.
And I'm like, well, I already paid for the tickets.
I love you. But you ain't no Pat.
I'm not even that great of friends with you. I'm not sure why I even got invited. So I drove the hour to the reception, stayed there for, no joke, 15 minutes, said goodbye, and then drove 4 hours to Cleveland.
Was anybody opening for Pat Benatar?
Yes.
Okay.
And great news, because it meant I could have
You
stayed.
had buffer time.
I had some buffer time. I could have stayed at the wedding reception for maybe 15 more minutes.
Wow.
Who was
Yeah.
opening?
His name was Chris Trapper. He was a solo act.
Chris, don't do it. Don't do it, Chris. Don't do
I've
it.
heard of this name.
He was pretty good. He was really he had a lot of riz, as the youths say, charisma on stage. He had a lot of showmanship. He
Is
was
that
really
what that's short for?
Yes, it
Zoomers,
is.
dude. Zoomers.
he was fun. But then the concert. Goddamn. 70 years old. She's still got it. Blew me away.
Got
Great
it.
concert.
I love the idea. There's just something. I mean, there's something about the way that you're talking that I'm like, he's like sexually attracted to
He
this chick.
is. He has admitted to it on several occasions.
I don't pay attention. He pays so much attention to himself. I have to counterbalance this.
Right, that's a good point.
So, like, he's probably gonna marry a Pat Benatar cosplayer.
Oh, could you imagine? See, I was just about to bring this up because she's just so goddamn cool.
Yeah.
She's like your hippie grandma that lives in Yellow Springs and dresses like a witch and probably says "right on" more than the average person.
Does she have
Has there been a-
single grandchildren
you just-
your age?
I feel like you just read a manual on her.
That was
Me,
he
Pat
wrote the
Benatar,
manual.
the experience.
I don't know. I think her children are quite a bit older than me. Maybe not that much older.
I said grandchildren.
oh, grandchildren.
Well, hold on, hold on, hold on.
I don't
hold
think
on,
so.
hold on. I'm not too big into chicks that are older than me, but like, how much older are we talking?
Surely there's a biopic she's been in, or who has
I
played
think-
her as
I think she did a Broadway show based on her career.
Well, who has played her is what I was.
I feel like
I'm not sure, but I'm sure somebody has.
Right.
I don't think there's been any biopics.
You gonna Kevin Bacon this? How close can I get?
see a world where
removed
How the
Sandra
fuck can we
Bullock
get a
fucking
biopic
plays
for
her.
Joan Jett? And
It's
not
kind of the
Pat Benatar?
same. It's kind of in the same
yeah.
vein.
Yeah.
It was kind of Joan Jett and Pat Benatar and maybe a little Madonna. She was kind of out there, but she wasn't quite as grungy or hardcore as.
I definitely associate Pat Benatar with the band Blondie a lot.
Oh yeah, Debbie Harry.
Yeah.
That was another one
Mm.
in that time period. The Bangles, Susanna
Yes,
Hoffs.
absolutely.
I really like Susanna Hoffs too. Something about a woman playing bass.
Wait, what the fuck?
Gets him going.
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks. That was a little before Pat
Is-
Benatar.
Is Stevie Nicks a girl?
Yeah, Stevie Nicks is too witchy, I feel, for me.
She's
I do
very.
love Rhiannon.
I don't.
It's a great song.
I disagree.
I'm so
underappreciated from their soundtracks.
All that to say, the concert was great. And I don't appreciate all of this talk about me having some sort of a fling with Pat Benatar. That marriage she has with Neil Giraldo is rock solid. I would never compromise that.
Okay, so
Not even in a hypothetical.
I did convince you of a throuple type of situation, though.
If they came to me,
I was just gonna tell you to wait till Rock Solid Guy dies. Move in on the widow.
That's one mountain peak that Cody
I
would
am
want
so
to climb.
sorry for your loss.
What does that even mean?
Pat Benatar is probably the oldest woman I would. Well, hang on.
No, there was the other one.
Is Brigitte Bardot still alive?
Brigitte Bardot is still alive. She's in her 90s.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is she like
So-
the great grandmother of Gal Gadot?
No, Bardot.
Yeah, I just like the name rhyming.
Is she the great
wine
great
named
grandmother
after
of
her?
somebody
this other
completely
person who
unrelated?
doesn't have that name?
Did she invent the wine?
I don't know. That's Bordeaux.
I don't.
We could be mispronouncing the last name.
Also, it's spelled different.
It's very different.
Yeah,
Wow.
hers is spelled Bardot.
Oh.
But I digress.
I should be the one digressing.
Yeah.
I might have divulged too much there.
It's okay.
Okay.
This is a safe space.
It's a safe space that literally millions of people have the opportunity to.
Yeah, but they turned this shit off before the comments ended.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, did that inspire anybody else to share some
John-
stories?
John also went to a concert.
I also went
Oh
to
yeah,
a last
the
minute concert.
NF.
Yeah, I went to go see NF in Columbus.
Oh.
Which
Who was
weirdly
that?
makes me wonder, he's an upcoming rapper.
Okay.
It makes me wonder how many tours start in Ohio.
That's up.
Probably a lot, actually.
Ohio in general for food is a test market. We get a lot of crazy shit that the
Yeah,
rest
yeah.
of America doesn't get.
I know the reason Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo probably started their tour is I think I could be blowing smoke out, but I think they live in Michigan, and
So does NF.
really,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Cleveland, Detroit are just kind of like the two of the biggest markets here,
That's fair.
So
east of Chicago.
I
guess.
do know that, like Columbus, our area, right,
Mhm.
is like within 600 miles of over half of the population
Of Ohio?
hmm
of the country.
of the country.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
that makes
Within
sense
600 miles
because
of
of all the
Columbus is
logistics
half.
businesses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it'd be a great place.
The other
Just
thing.
everybody comes. You can go
there's
to
the-
the big cities on the East Coast and
The-
the West
the
Coast.
other
and get
thing-
everyone else just coming to Ohio.
Other major thing. Intersection of 70 and 75.
Yeah.
Drugs, people, great for
Just
concert
concerts.
venues.
Everything.
Concerts.
Almost everything in the country.
New Ohio license plates.
People in more than one sense of the word there, if I'm understanding
Please,
the.
please, for the
the
love
trades.
of God, don't invoke people trafficking on this podcast about Pat Benatar.
No,
Okay, come on, Scott. You opened with saying you touch children.
What? Prove it!
I completely
See,
forgot
I
about
was
that
going-
already.
See, I was going with a lot of people travel on those routes because they literally go from coast to coast, from Gulf to lakes.
hmm
Beautiful.
Incredible.
That's my last name.
That's why our.
Minus the
That's
S.
why the warehouse is where it is.
Yeah.
Great.
How was the concert?
It was amazing.
He said he cried.
So,
Aww.
I really liked this because, first of all, his opener was some guy named Corday, which he did one song with. And everybody, like, my favorite thing about the opening person, for any rock or rap, there's like 4 people at the front that are going fucking hard for that guy. Like, they showed up for him.
Mm-hmm.
They're singing every single word to his song. The thing that separates NF from like all the like really popular rappers is he refuses to cuss or get like extremely violent towards other people
Okay.
in his rapping.
That's what made Will Smith so popular.
And he actually made Corday sing the kid-friendly versions of his songs live. So like the dude dropped the N-bomb 30 times in one song. That's his most popular song.
Yeah.
And I think I couldn't even tell you what he was replacing it with, but there were no G's or anything in it. Like, didn't even sound the same. And I'm like, I respect that NF actually made him do this.
Yeah.
But and his all his albums prior to this were talking about like his hardships and going through depression and like his terrible life stuff. Whereas this most recent album is like him forgiving his mother and like starting to love himself and yada yada. And it's like really emotional shit.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his songs, like halfway through, which part of the reason why I like the first tour or the first play is you don't know what the lineup of their songs are gonna be.
Mm.
But after that, you know, they plan on doing them in this order.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of one of the songs, he has like just kind of like a send off to his mom, where he's kind of just like, it's him talking to her with a beat going, and he ends it with "Mom, I love you."
Yeah.
And as soon as he like gets to the mom, he just like sits down, puts his head in his shoulder, and like the entire crowd just like awed.
Mm-hmm.
And like it got quiet for a couple minutes, and like everybody cheered him on, and like he almost actually stopped the show because he didn't feel like he could perform correctly for everybody. And I think he was considering like he was gonna be like, "Hey, I'm gonna give everybody a refund," and then his boss was like, "You need to finish this."
Yeah, that's giving me some real
Kanye.
I was gonna say Post Malone vibes.
Kanye has that song about, I think it's called "Dear Mama," something like
maybe.
that, where he's just like, it's just a really wholesome, nice song. I think he wrote it before, or maybe it's "Thank You, Mama." I watched some video on YouTube. I would know nothing about Kanye if it weren't for this, but it's just this really nice, wholesome song. And then she died, and now he likes to sing it, and he can't help but get emotional whenever
Yeah.
he does.
Yeah.
This was
That's the
I
one.
got another one for that for
That was
whatever
like the
reason.
first one that he wrote and performed by himself because he was like a producer and a writer
Right.
for other people.
yeah.
And that's the song that started his career because he got into a really bad wreck and went to the hospital, and he wrote that in the hospital.
With NF, he actually played at the same place like 6 years ago, and he only sold 300 tickets the first time he played here.
Where was it?
It was at the Ohio State basketball stadium.
Oh, okay. You said it was in Columbus. Yeah.
And this time, tickets sold out within 4 hours of him opening the website or opening the page, and he sold out 12,000 tickets in fucking 4 hours.
Hot
Nice.
noodles.
And I wasn't even supposed to go to this.
Mm-hmm.
I was originally not going to this. The guy who invited me, his sister bought it for him for his birthday, and she had to bail last minute. And he was like, "Hey," he's like, "You want to go with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." This was a day and a half prior. I had dinner date with somebody that I'd probably been like spending about a month with.
A lady?
Yeah,
Wait, you're dating?
no, not anymore.
Fuck yes!
Nice.
When he first told me that he got these tickets, I'm like, I'm so fucking jealous. Because when I found out that they went live, and they were initially sold for like $200, after 2 weeks of it being sold out, they were selling for like $800 to $1,000.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm so jealous of you, man. I wish I could get to see him. And then he asked me like a day and a half ahead. And I'm like, let me make sure I can get off work because I know we're going to be out late. So I need to make sure. It was a Wednesday fucking night. So I'm like, I'm going to take Thursday off and go to this. And he's like, hey, there were, some girls that I could have invited. So like, I need you to be a wingman. I'm like, all right, I thought that was going a different way. So
Did he
thanks for
expect his
clarifying.
sister to be the wingman?
I think so.
Jesus.
But then, like, when it was finalized that I was going, I texted this girl and I was like, hey, do you think we could push our dinner plans back? And she's like later that night? I'm like, nah, like Friday, something came up. And she's like, oh, is everything all right? What happened? And I don't want to, the last thing I want to do is start a relationship with lying. So I'm like, there's a concert I really want to go to and a friend invited me. She's like, you're skipping you're skipping dinner with me?
This seems like
That was the right
to
decision.
go to a concert. I'm like, to go to a concert that I'm probably never going to get a chance to go to again. I'm like, also, I'm pushing them back to like Friday. Fridays are better for dinner dates. she's like,
Well, except for unless you've got reservations, because if you've
So
already got
she-
reservations, Fridays are awful.
she said, okay, was the last text message I got.
Yeah. Period.
Period.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yep.
Ah, dude.
Okay,
And then-
that's finalized.
And then, like,
Signed,
concert-
sealed, delivered.
the concert ended around, like, 10:30, 11 o'clock. And on our way back from Columbus, I was just, like, was not sober. And I was like, hey, you want to go hit up a bar or something? There's karaoke night going on at this place.
Nope.
And
Okay.
she said, I'm going to bed. We'll talk in the morning. And I'm like, good night.
This seems like
You see it, yep.
obviously I don't know both sides, but I will say it seems like an overreaction from her.
So her explanation to me was that she already took the time to get her nails done and her hair done and wanting to look nice. I'm like, how did you get your hair done if you're going to sleep for 2 nights before we hang out?
So if you do a perm or anything of that nature,
It's not like I would know, guys.
Honestly, I'm starting to switch back because that's just nice. The idea of someone actually spending money just solely because they want to look pleasing to me
Yeah.
is like really
Don't get me
fucking
wrong.
nice.
I felt bad for that.
Yeah.
But I also got to go see it. So, like, at the same time, it is what it is.
Was it possible to push them forward to like the Tuesday?
They said it was only a day and a half.
yeah. So
Yeah,
would've been-
could you have done the date that night?
So when I asked if we could
that
push it
could have
back,
worked.
so when I asked if we could push it back, she kind of got pretty argumentative, which is understandable. Again, we never got the opportunity to talk about it going forward,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, I don't get why it had to be one. And we weren't even going to we were going to like Red Lobster. Like, it's not like we were going to a place that had to have reservations.
Have you guys seen that video?
Honestly, I think I saved like $50.
Where like the woman is trapped in a Red Lobster ad and it gets really creepy.
No.
no.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
I can understand both sides.
I can can as well.
I did help him get laid that night.
Okay.
So I played the wingman.
That's great. That's great, John.
Let the record show I did not clap.
It would mean more to me if you also clapped.
I know it.
I want the whole room to clap.
I didn't
Because,
I'm
like,
not
it means a
gonna-
lot from them, but, you know, like,
I'm not
you
gonna
never
clap.
clap.
I'm not gonna clap for you.
unless it's sarcastically.
Yeah.
That
was
was
Oh,
sarcastically.
ours was all sarcastic.
Well, great. I've never been to a concert.
I don't think
You can clap for that. I've never been to a concert.
I've been to it. Have I been to
You
a
don't have to
concert?
clap.
Did I go to
That's up to you.
Wait, hold
I'm
on.
not sure.
we were in band. You've been to a concert.
That's not a real
I've been to a
concert.
play. That's probably what I'm thinking of.
Fair.
I've seen quite a few good openers at
Yeah.
some concerts. Yep. I saw Cheap Trick as an opener.
What?
Open for who?
Peter Frampton.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I only go to the big names. Well, names that were big 50 years
Sure.
ago.
Did
And
he
you
do the
pull big
thing?
names. He did.
Yeah.
He did do it.
Of course he did. That's what he does.
Yep. He did it for like 20 minutes as the finale. That was a great concert. I saw the Dave Matthews Band as an opener.
Nice.
Disgusting.
Who
They
they
did.
open for?
Well, Dave Matthews Band. They did Blue on Black.
No.
Oh,
D&B is the what's their song?
They do like ants marching.
who did Blue on Black?
I couldn't fucking tell you.
That's not.
Oh, that's Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Yep.
I saw Kenny Wayne Shepherd open for Van Halen.
Oh, that was probably a good concert.
It was the loudest experience of my life.
Was it when Eddie was alive?
Yep. It
So
was
he
when
was there.
Eddie was alive, and
I assume, do they tour still? I don't know.
I don't think so,
Now that he's
but David Lee Roth had just rejoined the band too,
Oh,
and it was
nice.
their tour when he had just rejoined.
Unpopular opinion. I prefer Sammy Hagar Van Halen. Van Hagar is my preference.
I think Sammy Hagar is probably a better singer
yeah.
and maybe a better performer, but Diamond Dave just brings that stage presence.
DLR has all the best songs.
Hmm.
I'll accept that. DLR Van Halen is better than, like, they have a better discography
Mhm.
than Van Hagar, but I like Van Hagar's sound better.
But nobody's better than Patty.
Wow, who are you trying to win points with right now?
Pat Benatar?
Yes.
I've seen her 3 times in concert.
Well, great.
You left the wedding reception for someone you've seen.
It's their first show!
Chris, maybe you don't understand what it means to be a true fan of something. To love it unconditionally.
Yeah, Chris.
I'm not sure I can even
I guess you're right.
I'm not sure I could even drum up somebody that I would want. I hate being around people.
Mhm.
I can't even drum up somebody I would want to go see. I love Led Zeppelin. If they were still touring, would I go to see them? I don't think so.
Dude, going to concerts and music festivals, it's growing up to be like the top 5 things of my life.
I'm thinking about going to see the Eagles.
6 things of my life.
Ooh.
I'm
It's
sitting here
their-
with Scott where I'm like, anything involving people, let's just not.
There's too many people.
I love when we went to the fucking whatever it was last year.
Louder
Louder
And
than
you're
Than
like,
Life.
yeah, and you're like, Red Hot Chili Peppers, John, I want to be close. And like when we leave, you're like, I have been touched by so many people. My social interaction is done for the decade.
As the extrovert of the group, that's a lot for me to say.
Do you mean introvert?
No.
No, you're the introvert.
But
You
what do you
think
mean
you
that's
were
a
the
lot?
extrovert
That's a
of the
lot
group?
for you to say. What do you mean?
For the extrovert to be
Of course
tired
he's
of
the-
social interaction.
Oh,
Of course he's the extrovert. He does CrossFit.
I'm being
Okay, yeah, he saw the episode. That's it. Yep.
I'm not being
That's where Chris
facetious
first told us.
at all when I ask this. Why do you care about being closer in regard to RHCP or Red Hot Chili Peppers?
I just really like them, so I wanted to be close to them. I wanted like the.
You want to like smell Anthony Kiedis?
I couldn't over all the pot smell.
I'm pretty sure we got COVID like 4 times.
I did not get sick after that,
That's the thing.
and I
is
took a
neither did I.
joint from somebody.
Asymptomatic.
Wait, did you actually?
Yeah,
I don't remember us
it was
talking
like
about
it was
this.
like this thick and this long, and
God
it was like
damn.
hard.
That's about
It was,
average
like,
for a guy, though.
Wait, hold on. What are we talking about? What are we talking about here?
I thought it was weird that you smoked marijuana anally, but
He kept grunting.
a good time.
Okay.
I just hate crowd surfers.
Was there crowd surfers?
There were so
and I
many
wanted
crowd
to
surfers.
kill them all.
Why? What's wrong with that? Explain.
Because I wasn't going to the gym. I was out of shape. It had been like
There's
how
other
many
people
days?
there to
4
lift
days.
them.
4 days. Yeah, but
I love
we
seeing
were
it
right
when
in
someone's just like, I'm not
we were in-
participating, and they're the only one who can,
We
and
are
the
in
person
the
just
right
drops.
spot.
So, like,
for them to all go over me.
oh,
constantly.
no, Chris, there were just that many.
There was one girl that did it like 20 times.
Yeah, there was the guy in the hot dog suit, too.
And the guy in the hot dog suit. He was fun though.
Was he?
Yeah.
Was he the one who gave you the blunt?
This is like
No.
kind of what I don't understand. It seems like copium to me.
Yeah.
All you guys ever talk about is how fucking shitty all of the experiences were, and you're like, oh, I loved it.
No, are you kidding me?
All you ever say is, oh, I loved it. I
was
loved the
nothing
music.
shitty
There
about
were
my
so many
Slipknot
fucking
experience.
people
Is that the one
hitting
where
me.
you had your arm dislocated?
I got
That was
my shoulder
amazing.
dislocated.
That was absolutely
That's
incredible.
Real fucking
all I
Stockholm
hear is
syndrome
copium.
right there.
I spent so much money to go to this music festival and fucking hated it. I loved every second of it.
No, that's about right, yeah.
To be fair, when you're doing your 45th anniversary tour, you're not paying that much for tickets to see Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo.
Sure.
Okay.
It was just at a casino, so
What casino?
the MGM.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Incredible.
In Cleveland?
I don't know what
MGM
that means. I don't know
Northfield.
why
Yeah.
I asked.
Oh.
I don't know why I asked.
Huh.
I've never been outside of
There's-
the tri-state area.
There is something about live music that just like I don't know, just like the bass hits you right in your heart and you just like feel it in your body. And it just I don't know, being that close to something loud and musical, it's just an experience.
At a certain point, that just turns into noise, and that's unpleasant.
Oh, it's not the ideal environment to be listening to music in.
But it hits different.
I'm
It hits different.
Plenty of dominatrixes on stilts. Like,
I didn't see
Dude,
many
there
of
was
those.
that one chick that would like twist you would pay her $20. She would twist your nipples, pour you a shot, and then smack the shit out of you.
yeah.
And I think kiss you? I'm not really sure.
That's great. I did it 4 times.
I think she would kiss women.
one for
not
each
men.
nipple.
Best $40 I ever spent!
I'm dangerously close to Charlie from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
It's like, trees! What are the trees everywhere? I never should have left Philly. That's I'm dangerously close to being that.
I was about to say, you've left Ohio?
We did. We went to Kentucky.
I've been to Indiana for band camp, and I've been to Kentucky for Boy Scouts, and that's as far as I've went.
Okay.
I've never left the tri-state area.
I thought the tri-state area
I
was
hate-
over in Pennsylvania and Virginia.
No.
That's
There's
another
multiple
tri-state
tri-states.
area.
Different gang.
I hated and loved our Kentucky trip.
The Boy Scout one?
Yeah.
I barely
Oh.
remember anything about it.
I mostly
the
remember
lake.
the spider problem we had.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What?
There was a
I
wolf
remember
spider
that.
in
So
our
fucking
tent.
terrifying.
I remember that.
And like, my memory of it, every time I tell the story, the spider gets bigger.
Bigger, yeah.
So like, Kyle at this point,
Fucking
hold it
dinner
back up. It's like, there with his legs spread.
Dinner plate.
In all
Love it.
reality, it was like, I could ball up my fist and it was probably, its body was like,
That's
A
still
little
But
bit
also
big,
remember,
too
you were
big.
13.
yeah.
So your fist was a significant change in size.
This was, that's why it feels smaller.
It's probably the last summer before y'all met me.
Dick
Some
joke.
some things haven't grown. There was one thing that I remember most strongly about that is I went fishing with like a bunch of other kids, and this one other kid got mad at me, and I'm like, fine, then I just won't fish,
Aw.
and I just left.
I accidentally left my cell phone there.
Whoops.
That's great.
The second cell phone I ever had. The first one was ruined by sand when I went to the beach.
I didn't know that could happen.
So delicate. This must have been some of those early models.
See, these
Yeah.
fucking flip phones are coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care for it.
Oh,
Well,
what's
like
the benefit?
actual flip phones?
None.
Or like the touchscreen.
It's touchscreens that
Samsung
can.
flip-
There's that one,
Yeah.
and also straight up flip phones are coming back. People are like they're chic now to have a Razr flip phone.
Razor's, Motorola re-released the Razor with a touchscreen.
posers.
I don't
Next,
understand
we're
why.
all gonna have Blackberries.
I had one of the little ones that had the flip-up keyboard.
Same.
It wasn't a BlackBerry, but like that was the best texting experience I've ever fucking had.
I've never owned a
Jesus
cell phone.
Christ. That sounded weird. That was so passionate. This was the best goddamn texting experience I've ever had.
I remember.
I hate texting on touchscreens. They're never accurate.
I can't wait till you have kids
You're fat
and you
coming.
say exactly this to your kids.
Not gonna have kids. Not a problem.
There you go.
I remember when we were in high school.
My dog can't
Andy.
text.
I remember in high school, Andy had that one phone that it wasn't a touchscreen. It was still too new for that, but it flipped both ways.
Yeah.
It flipped in portrait and landscape mode if you needed a full
Yeah.
keyboard.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yep.
You would I just play with that all day.
The,
I remember
Immediately
this.
break
That
it.
you just awoken a memory of you doing exactly that.
the one that got ruined at the ocean, it was a sliding one, and it
Mhm.
could slide up for the number pad,
Yeah.
and it could slide the other way for the keyboard,
Mm-hmm.
and like, I flexed on kids, and then it got ruined, and I'm like,
I've never owned a cell phone.
Andy always had the most largest pockets.
he could probably fit a
He
full 2-gallon jug of milk in
He
there.
I
had
remember that.
2-gallon jug?
Yeah.
Where are you getting 2-gallon jugs, John? Where are you getting 2-gallon jugs?
He's saving the second gallon if it's all in one bottle.
Yeah. Limited plastic.
Did you mean a 2-gallon jug or 2 1-gallon
I
jugs?
meant 2 1-gallon jugs.
Oh, I'm sorry I went off on you.
This
Passions are a little high right now.
this
I get it.
story all came about because one time in 7th or 8th grade, we were in math and like Andy was late to class, and he walked in. I think I was the only one in the class with him of here, and he walked in and the teacher was like, "Andy, you didn't bring your textbook." And he's like, "I got it right here." And he literally pulled it out of his math textbook. Like, imagine a textbook in school. I don't know if kids still have those. Actually.
They do.
I think so.
There's-
Just like imagine your math textbook, and he fucking pulled the whole thing out of his jean pocket.
Can you imagine? Okay, open your PDF file to page 232.
No, thank you.
he had like
Control F to
Yeah.
chapter 3.
let's see, well, hold on. He has siblings a lot older than him. So it was probably Jenko genes that were passed down to him.
No. Really, what it is his mom was tired of having small pockets. So when she bought him pants and shorts, she fucking flipped them inside out, sewed extra pockets into them, and was like, "You're gonna have the biggest pockets anyone's ever seen."
Honestly, I'm all for that.
I could see
I'm the
his
kind of
mom
person
doing
to-
this.
I don't want to out myself as a bad friend, but
Who's Andy?
Andy has siblings.
He has an older
He has
sister.
an- yeah.
Okay.
I think we've seen her.
I've never
So,
met
like,
her.
I would probably argue I probably spent the most time around Andy, and I've seen her once.
She was at the wedding, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Twice. I've seen her twice.
I don't remember seeing her
I
at the
did-
wedding. Then again,
I was at the wedding too. I guess I didn't know
Well,
who to look for.
Wasn't
we're-
invited.
That's because we're looking for Koreans.
So, wow.
No. Oh,
Wow.
maybe, I guess.
Wow,
But
incredible.
his parents aren't Korean. Chris.
Jesus Christ.
He just went into a full Joker stretch.
Oh my god. What beef are we?
We're a little
So,
while.
like,
70 minutes.
So, like, I saw his sister when I stopped to say hi to his parents. And, like, I just kind of, like, waved at her. And then they introduced me to his niece. And his mom was, like, just kind of being polite, but it came off a little bit weird to me. She was like, you should dance with her. And I'm like, I don't even know your name. And she's like, oh, it's insert name here. I forget it.
That
And
was
I'm
your
like,
name?
yeah. And I'm like, it's nice to meet you.
I gotta
See
be
ya.
going.
Man, I was not okay during that wedding. I just hate being around people. So many people coming up to me because they know me, right? I am so bad at remembering people, like especially if I'm
I
not
get it.
like. I think I have a worse problem than you. You have a source, right? I just haven't been exposed to these people in so long, and they've left in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And so they come up to me and they're like, "Oh yeah, what are you up to?" And I'm like, "Fucking nothing. I'm a worthless sack of shit, I guess." And I don't know what to say because I'm just like,
You've
nothing.
still attended more functions like that than I have.
I don't know. Like that wedding was the first thing I've been to in fucking 10 years.
The only thing I've been to in the last 5 years have been funerals.
Oh well, yeah.
Oh, dude. So, like, what? 2021, 2022, there was a gauntlet of funerals I went to.
Yeah.
Andy really did us dirty at that wedding too, because he sat us at the table right next to the DJ speakers.
yeah.
One of the best parts about it was we got him to play the fucking
And,
Shire
and I was
music.
just like,
Yep. It was not fun. And it was a dry wedding too.
yeah.
it would have been dry for me regardless.
Would have been dry for me
It
regardless.
would not have been dry for me at all.
Scott. it's
Well, you were
okay.
driving us home.
Love Andy, one of my best friends. But
Didn't get
We'll have
invited
another
to the
wedding
wedding,
to go
so
Wait, really?
yes.
You didn't get invited?
If I ever get married,
Mm.
He called me up the day of
there's at least 3 of my.
because I was literally about to go buy a new dress shirt, and he called me up the day of to be like, "Hey, I'm really sorry. I was going to invite you. I completely forgot you existed. We've already done the venue and like reserved the seats. There's no room."
Don't come.
Do
I
not
was like,
come.
I was like,
do not come.
I'm gonna go.
Thanks for letting me know.
he didn't say you. He didn't say don't come. He just said, there isn't any way for we can't fit you in. I was like, cool. I don't have to go purchase clothing for this now.
You could sit on Scott's lap.
I'm good.
But I
You
want
want to sit on my lap?
You
I
had
don't
a seat.
sit on anyone's lap.
Okay.
Maybe
I like
Jeff
how he
sometimes.
remembered him,
$100.
but not you.
I haven't spoken to Andy outside of the podcast. The one time he was here, Chris's game, and the conversation I had with him on the phone in regards to that. When did we graduate high school?
20 years.
10 years.
Andy's the best. He should have a podcast.
He should.
We should convince him to make a podcast.
Post
I
it to our
want-
channel.
I just want Andy to make a little musical note for the beginning of our podcast.
I would seriously adore. I've already approached him about making one for a project we were thinking about doing.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is that I'm stingy and I don't want to pay him. I just want to
We
do
have all
it out
this
of a good nature.
petty cash just sitting around.
Well, here's the thing, alright? We now have leverage on him that we didn't even think about. We could just be like, hey, you remember how you really fucked up Kyle's social anxiety?
Could you do a favor for us?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
we use you as leverage.
Wait, what?
Oh my god, just like John Travolta.
We should get right on that. But I think we should probably wrap it up here pretty soon.
Yeah.
We're at an hour and quarter.
What
So
would it be like?
When did my house stop making
That's
the
East
popping
piano.
noises?
Easy
I didn't even
piano.
realize.
Basically,
Same.
as soon as we started.
Really?
Yep.
I fixed it.
Well,
Woohoo!
there
Chris,
we were.
Welcome back.
Oh
You've
yes,
been here the whole time.
um,
You participated. I'm proud of you.
This has been in the buff. We had some good talks about
He didn't even say thank you.
Pat Benatar and concerts and a lot of comments.
Social anxiety.
Social anxiety. So
That was the reason I left at Kings Island.
Goodbye, everybody.
no, I was gonna plug it in from where I said it before.
Oh, yeah,
Goodbye,
that's-
everybody.
I forgot. Farewell.